It has been a while since I have been in neck-high involvement in the Tomb Raider games. I actually almost lost interest in playing them, for a short period of time, so to speak. I love the PlayStation 1 games, and I've not touched one since then, apart from the Dreamcast title and Tomb Raider on a PS4 after that. And I rushed through just to complete the game for the sake of seeing how well they are made now in this current gen of dull video games I've been wasting my time with. So does this one fare up, you may wonder? Well, possessing a benign, sexy British accent, coupled with a womanly, badassery attitude while scrubbing up well with the legendary, iconic, oceanic blue on top with legs of steel for dancing on the bottom, Lara Croft is back, baby.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of...
Give credit where it's due to have a female character have bigger balls than Daredevil himself. Considering the fact that our beautiful archaeologist is having us on the edge of our seats, just as much as she's on the edge of slippery slopes of mountain cliffs, for goodness sake. Now, I had something with this game that a lot of other modern games today fail to do for me while I'm gaming in this modern day and age. Fun! Yeah, that's right. I said it. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Tomb Raider games may not have been on my everyday to play hit list, much as like all these other AAA battery video games are these days, to actually have to keep on playing them day after day, to keep on enjoying them, yada yada yada. But that's probably something to do with me having pretty much a low standard of expectancy of how the game's going to be like. Plus, along with the fact that once you've completed the game, that's it, it's done. You've done the story, bang, done, bosh, get out. You know, pretty much old school gaming style. Once you're done, you're done. Although, that isn't to say that once you've actually completed the game, that's it. You can't exactly do anything else. Depending on how much you've actually progressed through the game in terms of your side missions, you pretty much do have the option of actually wanting to free roam about the place, which is pretty nice. Yes, that's right, fellow gaming minions. Once you've completed the game, you still have the magnificent option or optionable choice of actually wanting to do your side missions or roam about the wonderful island which is known as Lian Yu. You know, Lian Yu from that particular comic book TV series that has a lot more drama than pretty much anything else in it. Yeah, Arrow. And the less I speak about that, the better. And by the way, Lian Yu, that's Mandarin for purgatory. Among the many gorgeous locations that you get to explore and roam about on this amazing, wonderful, created game, that for me personally was one particular thing I actually give the game praise for. You know, I'm not one for graphics, but I'm going to give credit where it's due. The graphical design in this specific video game, for a Tomb Raider game, is actually pretty impressive and pretty much beautiful. I found that once I actually completed the game, I just wanted to just roam around, just look around at things. Yeah, you can say the same thing, can't you, little Mr. Funny Bear? Yeah, he can say the same thing too. Oh yeah, I can say the same thing. Tomb Raider was a great game. And that is what I love about Lara Croft. For an archaeologist, she has the greatest adventure of her life and does not need some sort of true 100% hardcore manly man to show her a good time. Because I can tell you right now, mate, 5 seconds on an adventure with Lara Croft on a mountainside will leave your soul so bloomin' scared that Casper the Friendly Ghost will be so ashamed of you. Yeah, so much for your macho-ness, you tit. As I was playing this game, I felt the title was actually true to the actual game, you know, Tomb Raider, considering the fact I was actually going through many, if not a lot of tombs through this game. I enjoyed that. What I did not particularly enjoy was the old generic usual things in games and movies. Oh, the generic bad guy. This bloomin' confident, self-righteous idiot who owns his own organisation with all that money and everything, all these guns, who himself is actually after an ancient relic inside some sort of treasure chest, which you'll probably find somewhere along your travels without dying about 10 billion times. You know, thanks for Lara of actually discovering it and causing pretty much nature holocaust, which is pretty much like, you know, earthquakes, floods, and things like that, feeling a whole weight of gravity of deaths on her hands, knowing what she's actually unintentionally done for the humanity itself. You know, part of me thought that, you know, when I was playing this, there was a bit of a joke there. Sure, leave it to a woman to mess up things in mankind. Not sexist for me. I'm all for women. But I am not an SJW type. Yeah, because thanks to Lara actually discovering this idiot is actually going to make something of himself because, you know, being in a position of power of your own organisation isn't enough for some people. So they've got to get a lot of other things to get to their head as well. Sometimes I wish it was a bullet for this person. Yeah, and what else is going to add insult to your flipping porridge that you keep on throwing on everybody with a bit of gravy attached to it is that Lara Croft, a good female archaeologist badass, actually outshines your self-righteous, egotistical, moronic existence of a man. You utter disgrace, you. So basically, the summary of what I just said, right, a female pretty much outshines some geezer with his guns and ammunition arsenal and his arse bandits that follow him at his every beck and call, can't even get the job done themselves. With the amazing journey that Lara Croft actually had to go through in order to get to that sacred relic thing anyway, I'm pretty sure that these geezers pretty much, nah, do you know what, it's not worth it. I'm not going to climb up there. I'm not going to swing from that bit to that bit. I'm not even going to risk going in some sort of place I don't even know about. So I'm just going to sit here with my gun and just wait for the prize to come to me, hey, because I'm so pathetic and I can't do nothing in life. Lara Croft is insane. And do you know what? Playing this game, I actually was kind of appealed to that kind of insanity. Does that make me mad too? Probably. I don't care. This idiot is just trying to act all tough and high and mighty, like as if he actually means something to a lot of people, when in fact, your life doesn't mean at least a little bit of a jam sandwich, you mug. Yeah, where was you when Lara Croft was actually hanging from death's door pretty much every 5 seconds of every step she bloody took? Yeah, exactly. It pretty much falls under the same sort of formula that I've actually witnessed in video games and or movies, even TV series, in the modern age, which is rather frustrating, to be honest with you. You know, said hero goes on his or her great adventure that may actually end his or her life, do all the hard grafting and all of that hard work, if those of you do not understand that lingo reference, while some fake Dr. Evil gangster wannabe over here, some sort of Jeremy Kyle reject, just calmly and patiently waits just to claim all that hard dosh and all that money, or the treasure chest, so to speak, all that gold bullion, by not lifting a single finger, not even have a wash by the looks of him, and pretty much just let you do all the work and just, how can I put it, just snatches it from your grasp, trying to get the upper hand on you. Mate, I hate people like that in video games, the evil type villain, so to speak, who wouldn't even go through what the hero is going through. Unless they have, but that's a different story. But for this one, he would struggle like an ant trying to kill a lion while trying to climb Mount Everest kind of struggle. The cutscenes that we witness and actually watch during this gameplay of this amazing title far outshines Hollywood's attempts of actually trying to make a good film. Because, Hollywood, they think, because they got all that, they think, yeah, everyone's going to like it. Not to mention also that Lara on this epic adventure actually has some help during her wonderful expedition of actually going out there trying to, archaeologist type thing of what she does. Enter Jonah, Lara's chum. No, not the Jonah that was eaten by the fish, even though people say it's a whale, it was a fish, who's pretty much a side character in the shadows, so to speak, a supporting character to the wonderful adventure of Lara Croft in this specific title. The Tomb Raider games, ever since I started on the PlayStation 1, have been for years the same, which is as to say puzzles, pretty much guesswork of where you're meant to be going or what on earth you're meant to be doing. This one does not disappoint in that department whatsoever. The way how you're meant to solve the puzzles is with extreme precision. Now, what do I mean by that? They are done extremely well, precisely to what it is. A puzzle makes you think outside the box sometimes in certain scenarios throughout the game as well. I actually had to struggle with certain puzzles in the game to actually think, what on earth am I meant to be doing? I've done said thing, or did I really do it? No, I've actually got to go around that bit. I've got to maneuver that a little bit. No, it's a little bit difficult than what people may think out. So it does test your brain in the puzzle department, which is actually pretty good. And do not underestimate the puzzles in this game. They're very varied and they're very different. They differentiate from a little bit from one another, which is actually pretty good. So that's going to test your brain a bit. So I will say that the puzzles in this game are actually done very well. I felt that the atmosphere throughout the whole game was pretty much one of a Stone Age feeling towards it. Seeing as pretty much throughout, after I got through halfway through the game, I was witnessing stones, wood, and statues pretty much moving everywhere. It's as if beings from the 51st century built rotating rubble and stones and things like that to put modern gadgets to shame. Haha! In your face, 21st century. The future ancestry of the ancient Mayans put your gadgets to shame. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? In the ancient city of Paititi, Paititi, you are presented with an intricate hub to actually explore where you can buy weapons, ammunitions, or just watch how the locals live. So you can stock up on some things that may aid you in your journey to actually get towards the end of the goal. Do you know, I actually enjoyed the social interaction with Lara Croft between these other, locals who you can do things for, and actually add a few side missions to actually spice things up in the game a bit instead of just doing the story. And there you go, you don't feel like you've got anything else to do. There's a lot of things to scavenge, so don't worry about it. Just keep your eyes open for those wonderful boxes using your Lara Croft vision, so to speak, your eagle eye to look out for those things from wherever you're going to go, and watch out for those stupid nature animals that are probably going to hunt for your intestines along the way with it too. Lara Croft's traits are actually unlockable things in the actual game, so you get to unlock a lot of different things that will suit your playstyle of how you're actually going to progress through this game. You get to upgrade things that are retaining around yourself or your weapons. There's a whole lot to choose from, so you're never really stuck for anything to actually build up on that, or you feel that you need help with, or to say that I actually want to kill this person in just one hit, or I want to climb this mountain a little bit faster, so to speak. There's a lot of traits to choose from, and enjoy your roster as well. One of the funniest things what I actually loved doing actually in the game was the feeling of the poor souls that you're going to slaughter when you're playing hide and seek, when actually trying to scavenge to find out where you are. You're hiding in the big bushes, covered in chocolate spread. Should you actually get this video game, or if you've already played it, one of the things I actually personally enjoyed was the fact when Lara Croft was actually underwater. Having a nice swim was actually a nice break from being on land and breaking your bones and jumping from heights from cliff to cliff, and so to speak. Those parts were cool, but I actually enjoyed the actual other adventure of going down in between the deep blue sea itself. There was plenty to actually enjoy about being underwater, and not to mention the fact that Lara Croft can hold her damn breath for so long. Please consider Lara Croft for Aquaman's wife. She can hold her breath for so long underneath water, which is really impressive. She could give Queen Mira a swim for her money. Let me tell you that right now. Her Atlantean crown jewel money is gonna be gone. So make sure you actually do go for a swim, because not only is it actually a mandatory thing for you to be in certain levels in the game, which you actually have to do it anyway, but it's also fun to explore the deep blue, along with the fact it actually gets rid of all that dirt mustering all over your skin. So it keeps Lara clean. And make sure you can find that little camp fireplace, because, so Lara can actually cool off, show some consideration. A lot of people love and like Lara Croft pretty much like they love their cup of tea. Wet and warm. Yeah, and speaking of which, I'm not even going to hide this from the review. I'm pretty sure a lot of jeans were unzipped during the course of this game, considering the fact of the amazing, wonderful view, if you know what I mean. Because, yeah, focusing on that, Lara Croft has a great future behind her, doesn't she? The music added to your surroundings, which beefed up the overall enjoyment of the game that you're actually playing. Sometimes it felt like Lara Croft was actually more of a government spy than an actual adventurer, or archaeologist. But overall, it felt like a proper Tomb Raider game. I had much more fun with this one than I pretty much had with any other. I actually felt so positively booming when I was actually playing this game. I was actually overly enjoying the experience. Not to mention with the overall beautiful surroundings of what you're in, but also because of the fact of the in-game characters who you get to interact with or see how their story is in the game. I felt so involved with actually wanting to actually complete this. I was really interested in seeing how the story was. Well, obviously I would be involved because I'm actually playing it. Duh. It was very much worth my time. With my expectations being at a very low zero, the end result was that it was a pleasure completing the game. So if it's alright with you lot, right, I'm actually going to recommend that you actually do actually purchased this game. You know, I really recommend it. It was an absolutely brilliant game. I was really immersed with the story and all the characters. I loved the music, which is one of my biggest things I love about video games. I absolutely loved the way the story was, the environment of what it was in these days. Do you ever get that feeling you're being watched? Couldn't even recommend it more than enough. Actually, I could. Go and buy it. Go and get it. Right, so thank you very much for watching this review of this amazing Tomb Raider title. I'm Dr. Virtual, the Retroholic, and may retro gaming live on.